All right, friends, here we are. Halestorm and Aftershock. Chasta, baby Huey, 107.7 The Bone, and we must start with the Queen Bee. It is your birthday, baby.
It is.
Happy
It's
birthday.
Thank you
Happy
so much.
birthday.
I'm just so happy that it fell on a festival day and that we're at Aftershock. And it's like, I was just like thinking about that yesterday because we had a day off yesterday. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm like, and I'm going to see all the people that I love and my friends and my road buddies. And so it's like, it kind of worked out really perfectly.
That's so cool.
I never do anything for my birthday. I'm always traveling. And even when we're home, like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
With
I know.
myself,
I feel
like,
ya.
everyone's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
What do I do for fun besides this? So, you know.
Well, that's what
So,
happens when your
thanks.
whole job is fun.
Yes, my
I mean,
whole
it's hard.
God, it's such a difficult.
It's awful.
You know, nobody talks about that.
you're
How
digging
hard it
trenches.
is.
Birthday?
Gotta work on my birthday.
Right? Exactly.
I gotta do the thing I love.
I know.
For my
That's
birthday.
terrible. Has anybody given you cake or anything today yet?
I got some really fun party glasses and a card,
Okay.
and
the caca.
I got
The caca is in the oven.
I got a box of little stones and stuff from Allison.
Aw.
And there was some candy slipped into my pocket somewhere. So yeah,
that's nice.
we're starting off really.
Caca in your pocket.
Yeah, there have been some sweets had. I'm a
I'm
little hyper before we're even on stage, so it's
I
good.
love it. Use the sugar. Use
Yeah,
the
use
energy. I know all about that. I have an 8-year-old son, and I do want to bring that up for a very specific reason because you guys started when you were very, very young.
Yes.
And he's a drummer.
Yeah.
And I love,
You
I
poor
know,
thing.
I know. And what's funny is I have the same giant drumsticks that RJ has.
Yeah.
They're our weapon by our door.
Oh
I
my
swear to God.
That's
That's
awesome.
Right? Yeah. It's like if anybody comes, they're getting a
That
straight
is
pro mark to the dome.
awesome. Straight
Drum
pro
solo
mark.
on your face.
Wow, that is awesome.
But in all seriousness, my question is, like, with young kids, like, what would you say to keep them inspired? You know, because, like, doing your homework and practicing your instrument isn't, like, always the jam, you know, but I know it will pay off later. So what would you say as a parent? How do I inspire but, like, back the F up, too?
I know for real, you know, every time you play a gig, once you get good enough, there's going to be candy at the gig.
Yeah.
And it's free.
And it's free.
I love
So
that.
that's the incentive.
All the candy you've ever
You know,
wanted.
I mean,
you guys are not good
I'll-
aunties and uncles so far. You're
Well,
failing.
I'll flip this to the actual dad here for a second, but I know for me, you know, I like to tell kids that don't think about it like it's homework, like it's practice.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Go, like if you get like do your homework, whatever. But when you get bored doing that,
Yeah.
just make a noise that you love making.
Yeah.
And learn your favorite song. Do it because it's fun. Because it's like as soon as you start kind of marking that as like, oh, it's work. Of course it's work.
Yeah.
It's going to be work to do anything great that you love, but you have to almost trick yourself
Yeah.
into doing all of that. I know for me, but you
Yeah.
have little kiddos, so you probably
I
have better
a
advice.
7-year-old, and he's
You feel
just
me, man.
started.
He just
his
started
drum
drums,
lessons.
yeah.
And
Oh,
which
gosh.
I never thought I'd have a
A
drummer. But we talked about learning. Like I started piano when I was 6 or 7, and it was like right into theory. And as a kid, I'm like, the circle of fifths. Like really, this is what I have to know right now. And Joe is saying that he started drum lessons on it. They gave him a snare, and he's like, here are the rudiments. Start learning. And it's like,
wanted to
oh
play the
wow,
kit.
this is like I just
Yeah,
want
right.
to. Can I just play? And he quit. And so we started my son Emmy in School of Rock because he wants to play rock and roll. And it's like, so I'm gonna let him go that route and get him inspired. And I think even as you get older as an artist, as a musician, you're constantly chasing that inspiration, and which can be a really hard thing
It's hard to find.
to hold on to at times. You're like, I just don't want to, and then but man, if you can, and you can keep kind of chasing the thing that excites you, then it's you just get to have fun for the rest of your life.
and as-
there's free candy.
and as musicians, like we've been 4 members for 21 years now, and it's a never-ending thing. I think that isn't always talked about as young, especially young women, but young men as well. When you start getting into this business, there are phases that we go through as adults. We're like, I don't even want to pick up that guitar.
Yep.
I don't even want to do it. I don't want to look at it. You know, especially over COVID, that was a dark time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? It's like, so we have to constantly be tricking ourselves into it too. Like, no, this is still fun.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it to like keep the fun happening. But
Right. But it's
you
still
know,
a fire in your
it's
tummy,
still
right?
there.
Yeah.
Don't lose
Show
that.
the crowd. That's where the
Yeah.
fun. You know, it's like the
Yeah.
show makes it all
The
the
energy, I'm
travel,
sure.
all the stuff that you got to go through to get
Yeah,
there
of
makes it all
course.
worth
As
it.
soon as you start playing in front of people, that is an addictive addictive thing.
Oh, that's a drug.
Yeah, it truly is, yeah.
I'd imagine so.
So for you guys, what does it mean to play a festival like Aftershock at this point? Been around for 21 years.
Somewhere.
At this point, I think for a lot of fans, you guys become like the face of rock, keeping it going. So what does it mean for you to play a festival like this and just kind of keep it going for us fans out there?
Man, I don't know. Like for me, it's changed over the years. It's not about where you are on the bill. It's not about what day you're playing. It doesn't even matter what weather it is. It's about that weird connection that we have with everybody. And it's like for me, I've been like thinking a lot about this, and maybe it's my old age because it's my birthday. But you know, like what we do is that we are as musicians and as people that are dumb enough to do this. You know, we're reaching constantly for like, I'm hoping somebody in this crowd feels the way I do in this moment, and then they're doing the same thing to us. And so for me, it means that.
Yeah.
Which I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. So it was about 8 years ago we
Yeah.
did the meet and greet with you guys at the Regency Ballroom in San Francisco. Chasta confessed she has a huge crush on you.
You're my eternal girl
Thank
crush.
you.
Eternal.
That
Everyone
night,
does.
you dedicated a song to her.
You don't remember, but it was the night of my life.
It was thank you for doing that, taking the time to do that for Chasta.
It changed my whole life. And what's funny about that is I was actually pregnant at the time.
Oh
and
my
I had
God.
no idea. And it was so
that's
weird.
so
I look back at those pictures and I go, holy crap, I had a kid in my tummy and I had no idea
Oh,
that
that's
I was having the night of my life.
amazing.
When he was born, he took over for the night of my life, but you understand.
Yes, of course. Of course. No,
You
thank
get it.
you, but that's what it's all about. And like for,
Making those
for
moments.
us, it's more about that every single day than anything
Yeah.
else. It's about like, hey, we have this opportunity
Yeah.
to have this beautiful communion with each other. None of all of this, the bullshit in this, you know, in the world does not matter, and we're all here together. And it's like, we feel it with each other too. There's so much trust that we put into each other, you know, that we lay on each other as we step on stage, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, this could be amazing.
And you guys
our
play
episode
raw.
could be a train wreck. And
Yeah.
if it is a train wreck, how are we going to right the train?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's the most beautiful thing that I think, I don't know, nobody, like, I feel like when you're young, you don't think about it. You think about, oh, I got to make it. I got to make it. I got to be important. I got to do something great with my life. Like, we're doing great things every day by just having those moments with you
Yeah.
or with anybody who is like, I need this right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's very cool.
And no pressure, but you do that for a lot of women, and it's tricky because like I'm the program director of this radio station, first female for the Bone.
Which, by the
program
way,
director.
congrats.
Is
Hell yeah.
very exciting, right? But I don't wake up in the morning and go, I'm a female
No.
and I'm doing the thing,
Yeah.
right? Like I know you don't think like I have a vagina and we're
I
gonna
get
go out
into
and
so
kill
much
this.
trouble with that because I live with a bunch of boys, so my sense of humor is wrong.
Me too, girl.
One boob at a
One
time.
move at a time. Yep.
But I totally feel you on that. But what I love about you most is that you are leading the charge as like a queen in the rock industry, but you're also at the same time, you're not like leaning on it and you're not putting
No.
down guys. You have your brothers and your man and like these
course.
guys are your support system, and everything can coexist at one time.
Yes.
And I feel that's why you're such a great representation
Well,
for women.
You know what? I was just talking about this with Amy Lee because
Yeah.
we just had a show a week
Yeah.
or so ago with her, and we were talking about the guys in our band and like the people that have supported us. I'm like, these are our guys. They have been our allies. They walk hand in hand with us down our path.
Yeah.
But they don't know what it's like to stand in our shoes.
Right.
But they have been our support system, and it's like, and that's a beautiful thing. And I don't think that's talked about enough. We talk a lot about how it's strong. We need sisterhood. Sisterhood is there.
Yeah.
We have that with each other. There's a very unspoken bond that I have with all of my sisters in this industry, but I feel like it's so important for men to understand that you have a place with us.
Exactly.
It's not us against you. It's
Exactly.
us with each other. And I'm so appreciative. Like, I'm telling you, like Kerry King, for example, the guy that hates everybody. No, and I say that with love, Kerry, if you're
Yes.
listening. But when we were coming up and like first time I met Kerry King, you know, it's like I was nervous to meet him because, you know,
Obviously.
he's Kerry
Yeah,
King.
he's Kerry King.
Yeah.
He's
Rain and
huge.
blood,
And-
Slayer.
And so and like he comes up to me after a show. He was watching our set and he came up to me. He's like, darling, how you doing today? Like, what? It's like, I'm just so proud of you and everything you're doing. And like the whole thing, I'm like,
Wow.
holy crap, you know. But it's like, it's guys like that. It's dudes that are literally manly enough to be like, hey, you're doing good, kid,
Yeah.
and I support you in everything that you're doing. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's really beautiful.
When you have
So.
the right men around you, they just lift you
Yeah.
up, and you lift them up. I mean, this
Exactly.
is my assistant PD right
Hell
here,
yeah.
and one of my best friends in the whole world.
Thank you.
And it matters.
You up really high.
Yeah.
He really can. Like over 8 feet. It's amazing.
Throw over this fence right now. Well, with that being said, so for Chasta and I, you know, we love finding new music, discovering new music, playing that new music.
Yeah.
This festival alone, you guys, Evanescence, The Warning,
Yes.
a lot of female-fronted
yes.
bands kicking ass
Hallelujah.
right now.
Finally.
Isn't it
and you
beautiful?
led the charge.
Well, isn't it beautiful? Because it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was. Don't do the math. It is my birthday. But it wasn't that long ago that I would notice at the end of the day. I was
Yes.
like, that girl's like,
Yeah.
I'm blinders on. I don't realize
Right.
I'm a girl. Yay. But you realize, oh my God, I'm
the only
one
girl
here.
here. Yep.
And
Yep.
it's not that way anymore,
No.
which is beautiful. So thanks to all you guys
Yeah.
and to all the women for not giving up.
Amen to
you
that.
know? Hell yeah.
Well, remember we talked to Lita Ford earlier
Oh,
this
yeah.
year,
Oh, yeah.
and she gave you good props
gave
as
you
well,
mega
keeping
props.
it going.
So awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we toured with her years ago, and it was Dorothy was opening,
Yeah.
and then there was us and Lita, and those hallway conversations we had with a trifecta of, because Dorothy was new at the time. This
Yeah.
was like in 2015ish, and so she's like asking me for advice on like, what do you do, because now I'm on a record label, and then we got Lita over here like telling me like, oh girl, you'll be fine, just like
Listen
suck
to
it
Lita.
up,
Yeah.
suck it up, and you'll get through it, you know,
love
like
that.
and that kind of stuff. So it's great.
I love you were telling a story about a bunch of girls like backstage. I don't remember what festival or where it was at, but you were all like, look what I can do, like teaching each other, like screaming.
That
and
was,
like,
this was in Japan. This was,
Okay.
I forget what festival that was in Japan.
It's like
Download Japan.
Okay.
And so yeah, it was all the screamer chicks. And I don't. You look, you've heard me. I can
Yeah.
scream, but I do it in a different way. I
Yeah.
can't do the
Cookie
stuff.
Monster
And
thing,
these
yeah.
girls all could. So if you can imagine, all of us in the hen house.
Yeah.
All like backstage in one room together. They're like, no, you got to do it like this. No, but I do it like this. And so you see like Corey Taylor like being like,
Hell
Nope.
no.
nope, I'm not going in.
Not
I'm not
doing
No
going
that.
in.
Corey Taylor, you're
Yeah,
doing
everybody
Corey.
stayed out of that room for a long period of time. We took over that. But
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we have followed you guys for 2 decades.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
it's wild to say that.
Ah,
But here we are.
thank
Time
you.
flies. And we're so proud of you guys.
We loved it. We can't wait to talk to The Warning this week to
Dude,
hear
we
We
about
want to talk about the guitar
Oh.
moment.
Guitar story,
the
yeah.
moment.
They
Yes.
have my heart forever, and
know.
they're coming up with us, right, in Canada? They're on the bill? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tour with them.
Yeah.
I got confused because everyone was like, they're like plushes with you. I'm like, no, I think it's The Warning.
Yeah. They're
That was last
fantastic.
time.
We're excited to talk to them about you giving your guitar because
Yes.
you got a guitar. Like that's such an incredible
forward.
story.
It's the pay it forward thing, yeah.
Yeah, and that's inspirational. Like that's keeping the fire rolling.
It was so funny because it played out in the exact same way it did for me.
Yeah.
Whereas, it was wild because she was like literally repeating back the dialogue I repeated when
Like,
I got my guitar.
no,
And we're
no,
like,
no.
and she was like, oh no, like here you go. And I'm like, no, that's yours. It's like, what? And then her parents started crying. Everybody's crying. And it's like, no, like, and she's like, well, what can I do for you? And I'm like, nothing. But when you inevitably are as inspired
Yeah.
by some other young girl, the way I literally have had to cut my warm up in half so I can watch you every night because you're so inspiring to me. I wanted to play better after watching her play. And so that's what you can do. Like, get somebody a guitar when you have the means to,
Wow.
So, yeah.
Real quick, I
Good
gotta
stuff.
ask, your brother, really big on fragrances.
Oh yeah, we're okay. Yeah,
So, I
Dr.
don't-
Magnificent.
Sorry, not the
Nashville knows.
not
I
complete.
love it. It's a whole thing.
Smell Gibson.
Smell gifts.
So
We have a lot of nicknames for him.
earlier
yeah.
this summer, I retired the Axe body spray. It's an ongoing thing on the air.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
it's-
we're all
it's-
so proud of
I
you.
know.
Thank
it's
you.
a
I'm
glow
finally a
up.
man. I turned 40 last year. I finally grew
And
up.
see, this is what the ladies do for the guys. We
That's right,
support them in
yeah.
this way.
I
Get them away
support.
from Axe body
Yeah,
spray.
yeah.
So I was.
No
g-
offense, Axe.
I would love to ask your
There's
brother.
like an AA for that, like an
There
Axe.
should be.
Axe is Anonymous, something.
but recommendations for cologne for
Oh,
men.
fun.
I got like a monthly subscription thing going right now, so I'm really digging Dolce & Gabbana for men.
Yeah.
Is there
Nice.
any other ones you
Well,
recommend?
you're gonna have to talk
I'll
to him
talk
about that.
to the doctor.
But I'll
With
tell
his
you what.
briefcase,
I
his
will.
gun case,
I
and
will
everything.
warn. I will warn you when you open that door with him. He's gonna give you a lot of information.
Okay, so we gotta
You're
like
gonna-
sit down.
You're
what
gonna be.
RJ does.
You're gonna be set for what you need to wear in the fall, in the spring, in the winter.
I love it. All
Here's
the
your
notes.
nighttime,
Morning.
morning.
Yeah.
There'll be a 100-yard radius around you where no one
Yeah.
will
Here,
playing
try this
'cause your
one.
eyes are
Yes.
watering.
Okay, I'm down.
He's down. He'll
I got,
soak it all
they're in my
up.
backpack, the ones I have already.
That's awesome. That he will be
Tommy
very interested in
Bahama.
that.
Oh, that's good.
Look for the green hair. It's
Oh yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's easy to find. All right, last question for you guys. This is our favorite question. We ask everyone this.
Okay.
We've asked you this before, but it was like 8 or 9 years ago,
Okay.
so you may not remember. It's from the movie Almost Famous.
Love
and,
it.
Yes, and the question at the end of the movie that's asked is, "What do you love about music?"
And that's such a great ending line too.
Yeah, it is.
In a word, everything. I think for me, it has given me my life's purpose, and I didn't realize that's what it was giving me when I was a kid. And now I'm sitting here at 41 and being like, well, I need to be aware and be obsessed with the magic I know that I feel when I'm creating or when I'm on stage. And I love passing that on, being like, look, that exists. Let's do it together. So I don't know. That's what it means to me.
So good.
Yeah, to me, it's just the high, the energy exchange. We kind of got into that a little bit earlier, and like we've been talking about it a lot. Like you have to, when you're on stage, especially, and you get this a bit recording and writing, you can get that sort of feeling, but like on stage, especially, like especially when we go into like improv things where it's like, all right, there's
An 11-minute version of a song.
Yeah. There's like
We've talked about
tens
that
of
before.
thousands of people in front of you, and you have to like allow it to come through you. You know, you have to
Yeah.
like open up to it and open yourself up to like creating a melody and
Possibilities,
try to take these people on a journey with you. And that's my favorite thing in the
What
world.
an
I mean,
incredible
it's like-
human moment.
Yeah, it's just magical.
I love
Sir?
I love the club. Like you're in a club when you're in music, and especially if you're in a band.
Gang. Yeah.
You're speaking a language that not everyone can speak. You're doing a secret handshake that not everyone knows, and especially like when I'm home, if I'm talking to other parents or whatever, and I don't know, I have lawyer friends. I only need like one lawyer friend, you know, right? but then when I have when I'm around like my music friends, and we talk this thing, and everyone's looking at us like, what the heck are they even saying? It's like it's
You
so
connect on
it's
that,
such
yeah.
a fun, deep connection that has taken, you know, well, I don't know, it's as soon as you start in music, you have that, and it's such a, now like you still makes you feel like a kid, you know, all
Yeah.
these years later, 41, and it's like we're in this club and we speak this secret language, and
Keep that spirit.
it's fun, keeps you young.
Oh,
Absolutely.
We love you too. Thank you.
And they let me in the gang.
They support her.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
the-
gang. That's what it's all about.
They let me in the treehouse. Yeah.
Hailstorm, everybody. We're 107.7 The Bone. Thank you, guys.